Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I'm working on my Christmas junk journal. In fact, I'm making 3 of them. And in the last video, I shared with you how to make this cover on my tutorials. So this video, I'm going to show you how to make journal charms, and then of course the closure for a junk journal. This is one of the others that I've made, the Happy Holidays with the poinsettias. So I have a few tools and supplies laid out here in front of me. The first thing is that I have chain of different sizes, and this one is a 10 millimeter maybe, as far as the size is concerned, and then this one is 5.5 millimeter. It's a lot smaller than the other, and I like mixing chains. And the first thing that I need to do is select a length of this chain. I like to use my needle nose pliers, and I want about 2.5 inches of this chain. It's not exact science, I just guess at it. And then what I do is I find where the opening is on the jump ring. I'll use another pair of needle nose pliers. Some chain is stronger than others, so you may need more strength. But then I twist that open. So now I have an open jump ring that I can use this with. While this is open, I'm going to grab a little bit of this chain here, and I'm going to attach the jump ring through a so this is a 1/2 inch lobster claw clasp. And then I just twist it back closed. You don't want to pull it apart, you want to twist. And then I just mush this up even on here. Now this little silver chain, I want a smaller amount, so I'm just going to go down and find one of the rings that I can open up. Sometimes you have to twist it around to get to it. Ah, here it is. And then I'm going to open this one up and take away the excess chain. And while I have this in my hand and it's open, I'm going to go ahead and add a charm on the very end. So kind of serves 2 purposes. You already opened the jump ring up. Instead of cutting it, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. So there's my first charm that I added. And then what I'll do is I will add other elements. So this is a beaded component that I made. I have another video that shows how to make these types of components. Here's a beaded component I made as well. This, believe it or not, is a miniature Christmas ornament. They come in little bundles with the strings, and I just like the shape and color, and it had glitter on it, so I just cut off the string and that will be a charm. One of my charms that I have here has rings on both ends, so I've decided to add another smaller charm to that by using a jump ring. And again, you just twist it back and that closes that up. Make sure that this is all nice and neat and tight. And then there is a component. So what I like to do is kind of lay it out where I think I want everything to be. So I know I think I want that up high. maybe this one right here, maybe one right there, one over here, one down here. So as you can see, I just kind of lay them out where I think I want them. They may not end up that way, but I have a general idea of where I want things to go. I have some gold and silver jump rings. You know, when you're dealing with metal, metal is a neutral color, so you can mix them together, and that's what I've done here. I've got some silver, I have some copper, I have bronze, and I have some gold. And I'm just going to pick up a jump ring. I'm not really thinking a whole lot about the color of it, other than I'm just going to grab one, and I want some for different texture and color in here. And I'm just going to start adding to the chain. And you just want to make sure that you close those jump rings all the way, that there's not a gap there, because your charm can fall off. So there are 4 little components that I've added to that chain. I'm just going to keep adding them to the rest of the chain. I find that I like to have charms that are bigger at the bottom and smaller at the top. I don't know, just they seem to lay better this way. If you have too many big charms at the top, it won't lay very nicely. So you just kind of have to play with placement to see which is the best way to add your charms and components. And I'm putting the last charm on the bottom. So if you look at it and you think that you've got too many grouped together, that's where you can look at it and move them around. I've got too many up here, so I'm going to remove one and move it to a different spot. So there is the journal charm that I made, or journal bling, if you will, with all the little pieces. Now the next thing to do is to attach it to your journal. I have some of these garment pins. You've probably seen them online and in stores here and there. A lot of people use them. And I want to attach this to the spine here of my journal. So I've got my crocodile, and I'm going to go to a small size on it. I'm going to open up my journal. Now, ideally, I should have punched this hole before I put the signatures in, but I'm just moving the pages out of the way with my fingers, and then I'm going to slide this up and try to get this in the center as best as possible and punch the hole. I like the crocodile because it seems to punch relatively easily through the fabric and chipboard that I used. I'm going to open up that garment pin and place that through this hole. The next thing I'm going to do is take the lobster claw clasp and open that up and place it onto the journal cover there. And then you saw in my example I put ribbon, and I decided to put ribbon because that way when the journal charm is removed, the spine of the journal still looks kind of cute. So I've just got some different colors of ribbon here, and I'm cutting them, I don't know, let's see here. I'll measure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches worth of ribbon. And I'm going to cut 4 of these little pieces. So I have 4 different pieces of ribbon here. And what I'm going to do is fold them in half. So now I have this little loop. I'm going to take that loop and push it through the garment pin. Then I'm going to pull the ends through, and basically I'm making a slip knot. And sometimes it doesn't tighten down, but if you take the two pieces and kind of pull just a little bit, you can get it to tighten down. So there's one side, and now I'm going to do the other side and keep alternating on either side of this garment pin until I have all the ribbon tied on. So there is the ribbon and the journal charm all together. Now let's do the cover, tying it shut. I've got my template that I use when I am punching holes for the spine of my journal, and I'm using it as a guide. I'm just laying it on top of my cover here. Again, I'm going to use my crocodile. I'm going to turn it around to the 3/16 punch and place this, centering it up, and I punched a hole in the front cover. Sometimes it frays the fabric. I just take my scissors, but for the most part it does a clean punch. I'm going to turn over and do the same on the back side of the journal. Find the center, get the pages out of the way underneath, and punch a hole. And then what I like to do is just take a length of ribbon, and I will look at it, kind of eyeball it, say there's about the right amount. I'll cut 2 of these, and I'm going to tie them through the holes. Now, you can choose to put a eyelet in there. I did not. It's just another step, and I think that the ribbon kind of covers up the hole, so you don't really see that it's just a raw edge. So it kind of looks neat like that. Do the same on the other side. And then I'll just tie it shut. So hopefully you've enjoyed seeing this video of how to make and add a journal charm with a little bit of ribbon and use a ribbon tie closure through the cover. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment below on what you thought of this project. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, check out the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as Calico Collage. That's where this image was from that I used on this journal. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for more tutorials and flip throughs of this particular journal. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.